Sean's one of those guys that I think when you fight him once, you figure out his style, right? 100 teep kicks at you, and then he jabs and he moves away. It's not the war that you think it's going to be.
Strickland is simple, but very good at what he does.
But it's easier to kind of figure him out when you only have to worry about a couple different things.
He just boxes and does a push kick and checks kicks. Jarrett's legs have not been compromised. The head movement, he can do whatever he wants because Sean Strickland's showing no uppercuts. He's showing no knees up the middle.
With Sean Strickland, his fight style, is it problematic for people? It is, unless you bring in wrestling, unless you kick the legs, unless you're able to mix up the fight like when you fought him.
Stop just being one-dimensional and giving each other CTE. The thing that DDP did so well was doing combinations. There's time where he go 2-3 kick, 2 kick. He kept throwing that beautiful high kick. A couple times it landed. Not flush, but it landed. He's just throwing more pieces out there, which gives Sean Strickland more to think about.
If you can't mix it up with Sean Strickland, there's a very, very small chance that you're going to beat him.
He's been going to the body, the head. He's also been kicking the legs.
For Duplessis, not a ton on it. Spinning catfish lands.
You got to hit Strickland with something different because he's used to the conventional attacks. He leaves his hands out and then leans back.
Now Magomedov throwing with a lot of different attacks. Keeping Sean guessing.
Variety. He had Strickland guessing.
Alex is doing a good job of keeping that void open and exposed by using his footwork and also keeping Sean guessing what's coming. He's throwing a leg kick. I don't think he's throwing a jab. He's throwing inside 9, and he's also throwing a 10.
As Duplessis was throwing surprising kicks, surprising doubles, and switching stance, throwing overhand lefts, overhand rights, switching stances.
He was switching stances constantly. Spent as much time with southpaw as he did orthodox, which he was giving Strickland a lot of looks. He was using his legs. He was going for takedowns. He was throwing overhands. Strickland is such an awkward guy.
Para cara que gosta de ser mais preciso, você não consegue acertar o Strickland precisamente.
Duplessis was just chaotic, moved his target into really strange spots. If I blitz in on a guy that can only throw straight things, I'm going to have a lot of success if I just keep moving my target outside of those things. Duplessis dipping and throwing really hard hands, stepping in real big, throwing really hard kicks.
You're fighting from different angles, doing weird shit. Sometimes
you do some weird shit.
A lot of weird shit. But it's working.
Strickers did do enough. It's awkwardness. Even though it looks awkward, it's still calculated. He throws things from weird angles, but you could see him making adjustments, making things look like this, going a bit longer, adding things onto certain combos he did earlier in the fight, going a little bit longer, realizing some of his shots were pulling that a little bit short, changing the look of the kick, which landed a few times. Sean thought that was going to the body.
DDP was hitting him with some power shots, and so he was hurting Sean in some weird spots. He could have did some more with some of those spots, especially even when he took him down.
Didn't really do anything when he got Sean Strickland down, but he went for it, and it took the fight to a different realm. I might not succeed in this takedown, but I'm going to try it just to change the dynamic of the fight.
Maybe Drakus more takedowns because he had decent enough success with it.
In terms of mixing it up and being scored as an MMA fight, I didn't want to fight this fight on the ground. It wasn't that. It was to make sure I'm winning that round.
I think a boost would be smart to start mixing in some level changes, look to clinch up.
Level changes, overhand right is going to be open, or level change and make him wrestle.
Your level changes was fucking that dude up because you had him guessing every single time. Is it a shot? Is it a shot? Oh shit, right hand. Oh shit, I'm hurt. Oh shit, okay, they're stopping the fight.
Low and then boom, switch it up and goes high.
Mixing takedowns at the right times and just time his blitzes.
If you're not wrestling him, good luck.
Just wrestling. It puts in the back of Sean's mind that, okay, he just took me down and I had to get back up. That's a lot of energy expended.
He's not as comfortable managing his grappling gas tank as he is his striking gas tank.
Because he stands so tall, but that opens up the double leg for Duplessis. So if he wants to change his stance, he might want to lower his stance a little bit to be able to fight off that double leg.
This is not an athletic position. It leaves him exposed for a takedown.
He's so upright that there's no power from his legs.
Strickland's hips are there for him to attack. Because Sean Strickland's leaning back now to evade the strikes of Duplessis, when he blitzes, he should think about level changing into a double leg.
It can be really easy for me to get my hands all the way around the hips when I shoot in on a double, which is exactly what Duplessis did. He shot a couple high crotches too, which were cool, but I thought the ones that really made a lot of sense in this fight were Duplessis shoots in, boom, is able to like fully connect his hands almost. I don't know if he did or not, but essentially wraps up the entire legs and takes him down.
When I do grab a leg, because his hands are down, it's like, it's a strong base. Now for me, I'm more like, I don't want to get fucking hit. If you throw a punch, a lot of times I'm going to be like this. You're going to take me down.
He's got to utilize his grappling, get some top control and hurt him early.
Start the fight earlier, start the onslaught earlier.
Get ahead so that way they've got options. And I think he's going to have to come forward and kind of try to dictate the pace as well.
I was the aggressor in that fight, putting foot on the gas, and I went for it.
Moving forward, mate.
Pressure forward early.
Constant pressure.
I pushed him back more.
You have to force him to fight. You got to fight him in the clinch. You got to wrestle him. Force the fight.
He cannot let Strickland get that momentum going.
And Dracus will try to overwhelm you with activity. Dracus is constantly just putting something out there.
One thing about Drake is so it stopped my momentum and I had to reset.
He had Strickland backing up and doubting himself.
Just get right back in front and make him second guess himself. Make him second guess his punches, his range.
And he's a volume striker. For a volume striker to go backwards and strike with volume, it's basically impossible. You know, walking backwards and just throwing volume, it's not going to work.
When he pulls away, his weight is going backwards. Sean can't go boom and hit back. He can't go back. You can't fire and be strong from here. You can't.
When you stand really straight up like that, like Sean does, though, it's really hard to move backward quickly. So if you can string together these longer combinations, that's when you're going to find it. Because although he deflects so well with his hand fighting in the pocket, you can only maintain that so long if you're moving backwards.
Costa backed up the whole time, and then he just took those teep kicks. Adesanya, he backed up the whole time.
Izzy's primary means of escape and defense is null. He had his back up against the fence, and Sean just went straight down the pipe.
He's going to have to keep his back off the fence.
For 5 rounds, he was on the back foot. It's much harder to fight on your back foot. You're stressing out. You haven't got your base. You can't throw as good shots. You're not on balance. You're not in control.
Not just going back because he'll just press. But if you get an angle right, he's going to have to at least stop, reset, especially if you're firing something.
When he fought Alex Pereira didn't back up. He circled. And he's circling. He's not backing straight up. He's circling so Strickland can never get his constant pressure off. He keeps on turning Sean. Turns him. Doesn't back straight up. He stays right at the edge of the void. Look, he's circling. Keeps his back off the cage. Okay, back straight up. But see, he doesn't follow up. He doesn't close the distance. He closes it. Now pushes him out of the range. He's closing the distance. Now he chases. He stops there and he does all this hand motion. So how can Polo take advantage of this? You just fight.
And when Paulo Costa came out and said, I'm going to just go in and fight, just let it go. Yeah, that's what you have to do.
I don't mind getting punched in the face.
Dracus took damage and took shots because of that. But that's, I think, the fight you need to be ready for to go forward. And I think Cannonier did it well against him as well. Yeah. You need to make him respect you. You need to give him things to stop walking forward.
You've got to hold your ground.
Be a dog and bite on his mouthpiece and throw punches with him. Like,
you don't need to move. The guy's going to come at you. You stay heavy and throw your bombs.
Plant your feet. It's that simple.
Stand your ground, Costa.
It's easier said than done, I'll tell you that.
DDP wasn't going backwards, putting Sean on the back foot, made him way more tired.
If that guy stops, that guy stops. Otherwise, you end up in a clinch environment.
Come close the distance. Now we're going to be in a fucking clinch battle, and now we're going to wrestle.
I mean, he's not going to try to take you down. Why not hold your ground and throw some fucking power?
You know? Yeah, 'cause you're not worried about getting knocked out, right?
No.
Jared's not scared to cross that distance and try to get to him because he knows the only thing he has to worry about is punches.
Throw combos and you got to feint. And you got combos and you got to feint.
Acho que ele vai ficar botando pressão o tempo todo. A Adesanya vai tentar tocar ele com alguns golpes singulares, não vai conseguir.
You can show fake and move to a different angle and throw a combination.
Peppering Dracus.
There's the feints. Dracus said I have to feint and get him to react to the feints, and then I can maybe land my kicks and my punches.
We saw Sean react to Alex's little feint. Can they get Sean to react and get his hands away and land that knockout shot?
How does he block this jab? Look. What the hell is that? Committed with both hands.
That's a right hand right there, boys. If Izzy were to throw this right hand, that fucking's gonna knock his lights out. That's what I mean. Like when your hands are doing this, you show something and you get close in the distance and you fucking just light them up. Right, another right hand.
You would think that there would be holes right around that guard where you can easily fit your left hook, your overhand.
Maybe change some of those. That left hand, left hook. Sean does a great job of even just, you throw your hook and he just goes blah. Maybe change the lining, or, you know, come more uppercut with it. Even him going low is probably a good idea. Change the look of it. See, there's that up. See there, you just change the He just went up there, landed clean.
2 to the body. Look at that. It's a punch right there. I'm just gonna go like this. You go around an angle of 2-3.
Get him to start parrying your punch. Punch didn't come, a half beat, come over the top of it with another hook cross or something, right? Or right, jab his body, especially a guy that parries is going to start reaching for it. And then you come back upstairs, hook cross, throwing some combos. You know?
He just throws the jab, and there you go again. He gets that reaction from him. And so what he does is he's like, okay, if you're going to move there, I'll just come over the top. But he's not done. Look at how he sets it up again. There's that body jab that he was doing, and he gets the hands down.
Yeah, going to the body. Kicking, going to the body once again. He keeps protecting the body. He keeps protecting here. Beautiful setup by Pereira. This Philly shell, hands are a little too low. Now I'm gonna fake the bottom and then come up top.
Izzy's just constantly making reads. You wonder if Izzy is gonna start popping that jab to the body, trying to bring the hands of Strickland down a little bit.
You know, the one thing that I noticed about Costa is his eye line, and this is what you did mention, John, is that his eye line was down low. Normally what that means is a head kick is coming.
Well, you see him doing everything to try to set something up top. His jab goes to the body. His right hand has been going to the body.
It's up on a left hand again, out of range. Body shots are both there, though. I think that's the key for Duplessis. Yes. Is keep ripping the body to set up the shots because he leans back and his hands are high. He doesn't really guard his body too much.
The head moves, but the body's there to be hit.
Yep.
He's so far out, he can make all these like bad reads with his hands because he's so far out. If he made that read here, that's going to be a knockout in a high kick or whatever he needs to. Israel Adesanya. If I was Izzy's coach, I'm like, we're just going to stop out. We're just going to throw fucking body kicks over and over and over because his hands are like this. We're going to try to break his arm. But look at this spastic movement he just made. Big spastic movement. What just happened there? What just happened? He got hit with a head kick. That is why you keep your hands up here.
He's got a jab with him or throw more of those kicks.
He landed head kicks on Strickland several times.
Blocks it, but it comes down low too much, kicks a hand, and that would have been a flush. From you to go here to here while the leg is coming, you're playing with seconds there, ladies and gentlemen.
There were a few kicks that went upstairs, partially blocked by Strickland.
He has a huge trouble blocking kicks. And that's why I was so sure that Adesanya would kick him more. But he could not find the distance because Sean Strickland was pressuring him too much.
Adesanya didn't throw enough head kicks. The guy doesn't want to back up. The guy wants to get in your face. You got to create an angle for a head kick. If you don't create an angle for a head kick, he's going to pressure you all night long.
I kept seeing Izzy setting him up for the same side head kick that whole first round. Here's what he's doing. Every time he drop steps to southpaw, he's throwing the cross to your backhand. He's making you parry that backhand down, and he's going to set up that same side high.
In this fight, Costa can set him up so bad here, man. Because he's so worried about that leg.
When Strickland runs away, he's kicking the legs because his legs stay there.
Yeah, kick. Simple kick. Duplessis, will he chew the leg?
3 good leg kicks there by Costa already.
Well, he's taking advantage of the fact that Sean stands straight up. I think he's already compromised. That calf, that calf is really welted up.
Costa started the fight with 2 awesome leg kicks, and I feel like they impacted Sean right then and there. And then he slowed down a little bit, and he wasn't getting the timing off that he needed with his calf kicks and leg kicks. And then Sean started checking those kicks. It looked like it hurt Costa a ton.
Sean continued to check kicks. It didn't deter Drakus. He kept throwing those kicks. Low kicks, kept throwing the high kicks.
Paulo Costa found it very difficult to engage against Sean. So too Israel Adesanya. You didn't seem to encounter any of those problems in Canada. What makes you so different, Drakus?
I'll take one to give one because I know mine's harder.
Strickland blocked a lot of kicks earlier on, and then the kicks started connecting later in the round. Duplessis came back to the kicks. Strickland also countered one of the kicks, a big right hand counter, but then he went back to the kicks again later, and he was scoring some kicks.
He's so worried about that leg. He's marching.
Strickland looking like a North Korean soldier the way he's kicking his legs up the whole time.
Yeah, he's marching, but that's like an easy thing to take advantage of as well. Like, why not feint, get him to lift his leg, and then sweep him?
And there's that head kick. There's the sweep underneath the leg. I mean, this gentleman has his pick wherever he wants.
And he's doing this front kick all the time, which is annoying and effective. But if you can swipe that to the side and block it the right way and counter it, or every time he does it, kick out his bottom leg. He's checking your kicks. Once you start faking your leg kick and he goes to check it, you sweep out the other leg too, right? Look, he's on one foot all the time.
You don't want to show your bag of tricks too early. You want to set them up and finesse them. And when you throw one move and it closes the door on that move, then that segues to the next opening. That's kind of how we plan things. But he showed it all too early. Sean's made the adjustments. It was just a very stagnated night.
And the cool part about it was Izzy later on that day, he was like, dude, you're in my fucking head. He goes, every time you called it, I was setting it up, and then you were saying something, and he was like, got to give you credit, man. That was awesome. You kept calling out all my reads, and it was frustrating the shit out of me. I'd be like, oh, hey, same side high, or here comes the calf, here comes the inside low, here comes this. Izzy would like reset.